Hello and welcome to our Getting Started series for Password Hub Business. This series is designed to provide you with the very best practices and help guide you throughout the entire process of setting up your very own Password Hub. Topics will include creating user groups for simple user management, creating shared vaults with predefined roles, adding and importing credentials, websites, sessions, and other important information, and finally inviting users to your Password Hub so they can take full advantage of all it has to offer. We'll also go over various administrative reports, options, and tools so that you can have every resource available at your fingertips to better manage your team's Password Hub. I hope you're excited, so let's get started. For this series, my user Bob is going to be setting up a brand new hub called Windjammer Corp. After the initial creation of the Password Hub, Bob's going to receive an email much like this one, welcoming him and inviting him to check out his brand new Password Hub. If he clicks on the link, he'll be prompted to log in to his Devolutions account. Now, the first time you log in, you'll be prompted to download your emergency kit. Be sure to store this in a safe place in case you ever get locked out of your account and need to recover your vault and access it. Now that we're in, we're introduced to the simple and easy to use Password Hub interface with a brand new empty default vault. Now, before we continue, we recommend that if feasible, you invite another administrator to your Password Hub. This will not only give you a backup in case something ever happens to the owner and you get locked out of your account, but it'll also give you a great opportunity to watch these videos together and separate the tasks of setting up your Password Hub as a team. You know what they say, teamwork makes the dream work. So Bob has a senior IT tech called Maurice, who's already an avid IT pro. He has the right security mindset and is an absolute wizard when it comes to setting up new systems. So why don't we invite Maurice as an admin to the team? So let's head on over to Administration, then to Users, and we'll select Add Administrator. Now, when you invite a new user to your Password Hub, you'll normally run into one of two scenarios. The first one is if the user doesn't already have a Devolutions account, the invitation process will actually create one for them and will send them a welcome email with a temporary password. Now, the second scenario is if the user already has a Devolutions account, they'll receive an email much like Bob got earlier, and it'll simply invite them to join in the Password Hub. So here, let's use Maurice's account that has a Devolutions account linked with it. So if I click on the screen, it says Devolutions account found. Let's link it. Now here, these options we'll talk about a little bit later when we talk about user creation. But for now, I'm going to select Send Invite, and the system will send him an email with a link to the Password Hub. So after receiving the email, Maurice will go ahead and click on that link, which will take him to the login screen for his Devolutions account. And he'll go ahead and put in his password. And now he's into his Password Hub. Now, since Maurice is an admin, you'll notice that the indicator up here signifies that he's an admin. Now he can go ahead and collaborate with Bob, help him out to set up the vaults and all the other things he has to do. All right, now that we have two admins, it's time to start setting up our user groups. Setting up user groups first allows us to streamline the onboarding process for our users, so as soon as they get invited, they'll be assigned a group, have access to the permissions they need, and vaults, and be able to start working right away. Now don't worry if you get a step of the process out of order, as you can always easily modify options later if you forget something. To create a user group, click on Administration, then select User Groups, and click on the plus button. Now for Windjammer Corp, we've already determined which type of user groups we'd like to have so that we can assign them to specific users when they get invited. But you'll have to determine which user groups would fit your needs best. So I'm going to go ahead and create mine right now. All right, now that my user groups are created, I'm going to move on to the next step, which is creating vaults. When you create a new Password Hub, you'll be provided with two vaults, the empty default vault, as well as the user vault. The default vault is a shared vault designed to be used along with team members who are given access to it. The user vault is a vault unique to each user, designed to keep business user-related entries that are not shared with other team members. For example, email accounts, work-related website logins, personal building alarm codes, and the like. Unless you disable this option in the system settings, everyone is given a user vault. Now to manage vaults, I'm going to go to Administration and Vaults. Before I start creating new vaults, I want to start by renaming my default vault to Windjammer Employees. I'm going to click the little pencil icon. For me, this will be the default vault that all employees have access to. So in this vault, I might put company policy documents, Wi-Fi hotspot passwords, printer info, links to local resources, and so forth. Now, in order to set that up correctly, I'm also going to go to Edit. This is where I can go and set up specific groups to have assigned roles. Now, if you notice here, we have various roles given to us in Password Hub Business. We have readers, operators, contributors, managers, and there's even custom roles. Now, if you're curious about what roles do what, if you click the little View Roles definition, it'll pop up a little window that tells you exactly what permissions each role has. For example, a reader is somebody that can only view the vault, but they can't execute, so they might see a website entry, but all sensitive information will be hidden from them. Now, an operator is somebody that can view contents of a vault, but they can also execute. So this would be good for somebody that only needs to open up websites and run certain types of entries. Now, a contributor is somebody who has access to not only view the vault, but they can add, edit, delete entries, they can execute entries, as well as view passwords and password history. And then finally, we have a manager. They're not quite administrators, but they would be like a team leader for a specific user group. Now I'm going to go ahead and assign the user groups to the following roles so that they have the correct permissions applied. For this one, I'm going to go ahead and set all the Windjammer employees, so every single employee will have access to be an operator. That means they can read as well as execute sessions like websites and so forth. Now, contributors, I don't want anybody necessarily adding to this Windjammer employees vault. For managers, I'm actually going to add the IT department as well, because if ever they have to upgrade Wi-Fi passwords or things like that, I want them to be able to not only contribute, but to remove and update and make settings according to the needs of the IT department. And as always, my administrators have full access to the vault. Now here I can also define custom permissions. For example, if I click the little arrow down here, I can select a different department. Let's just say service desk, for example. And if I go down and click the little arrow, you'll notice here, now I can set custom permissions specifically for the service desk department. So this is where this could be helpful if one of the other specific roles that we've defined earlier don't suit your needs. You can customize and adapt it to whatever is best for your organization. Now, I don't need this, so I'm going to remove that. And then I'm happy with that, so I'm going to click Update. Now at this point, we have a decision to make. How are we going to set up our vaults? Now, each organization is completely different, but as a best practice, we recommend you separate your vaults either by department or location or even by customers. So for us, everything that has to do with Windjammer Corp and its departments will all have the name Windjammer in front of it. I'll also create a couple other vaults that have to do with some customers that we service. So we're going to go ahead and let Bob create all of the vaults as well as assign the user groups to the specific roles and permissions, and we'll be back in just a minute. All right, so it looks like Bob has successfully created all the vaults that he wanted, as well as applied the correct roles and permissions to each of the user groups. So I think this is a great place to stop this video. In our next video, we're going to take a look at how to invite users and all the appropriate options there, as well as how to contribute to the vault, either by creating entries, importing entries, or using external tools to help speed the process up. Thanks again for watching today, and we look forward to seeing you in the next video.